Hi guys, Sandy Ingram here. Iraq is quietly changing the global shipping route even before the Development Road project is completed. Now, why is this important and how does it affect the IQD? I will explain in a moment. Now, look at your map shown on your screen. Iraq, Syria, and Turkey have made the shipping route a reality within the last 30 days. Now, this channel is one of the few channels that consistently uploads Iraqi news in English 2 to 3 to 4 times a week. All the other major channels, they include information about Iraq, but not consistently. We think that we know a little bit about Iraq. And what we've learned in the last 5 to 6 years is that when things get rough, Iraqis get tough. Now, in the last 30 days, they have made a transit convoy successfully traveled through Syria and entered Iraq through the Rabia border crossing near Mosul. What goes in can come out. They did this in the last 30 days when missiles were flying overhead from Israel to Iran. During a war, they managed to create a successful convoy to transport their oil, to export it, to get it to market. Now, yes, they needed to do this because their country could have economic disaster if they do not continue to get their oil to market. Their entire economy, basically, well over 90%, is based upon oil revenue. Yes, they have the 100 billion, B-I-L-L-I-O-N, in the bank in the United States, but the Central Bank of Iraq's governor has said that's to make sure that government employees are paid. They need to get their oil to market, and while everybody else was fighting, and Israel was building not one, but 2 secret facilities in Iraq's country in the Western Desert, while all this was happening, Iraq was paying attention to what was important for them. And what was important for them is getting the oil from point A to point B and to export it so they could get paid. Now, Iraqi officials say the reopening of the Rabia crossing is expected to become an important part of the Development Road project. Now, I want to say again, they did this before the $17 billion project is even completed. Now, speaking of the Development Road project, which is the transportation corridor that will carry cargo and people from the Grand Faw Port in southern Iraq, near Bazar, to the Turkish border. The $17 billion plan stretches 1,200 kilometers and will reduce unemployment, improve finances, and will provide a consistent $4 billion plus in annual revenue. And it will automatically boost Iraq's GDP. Now, will this change the IQD exchange rate? Will there be a currency adjustment? Probably. Now, analysts say that this new corridor will strengthen Iraq's role as a key transportation hub, and it will connect the Gulf states, Turkey, and Europe. This is major. Now, here's the path or the currency path that we are looking at for the IQD Currency Adjustment. 1. Once Iraq increases its GDP, lowers its unemployment rate, completes banking reform, that's so that their banks can connect globally with other banks around the world, and satisfies the IMF's recommendation to create consistent streams of income outside of the oil industry. Then Iraq will get a green light to join the global markets. This is when Iraq will have the option to join the Forex market. This is when we can realize a return on our IQD investment based on how the currency does on the open market. Now, the channel does not believe the Central Bank of Iraq will relinquish control of the Iraqi dinar and allow the currency to float on the open market. Hopefully, we are wrong. Now, Iraq could also do what Saddam did and raise the rate against the US dollar. But if the rate is not accepted by the global markets, we would have to travel to realize our profits. Economists say this scenario is highly unlikely. Economists also say that the United States intervention into helping the Iraqi dinar adjust to a higher rate against the dollar is also unlikely. But the way the world is going, we do not know what to expect. We are being told to prepare for visitors from outer space. But unless they bring a cure for Ebola, I don't want to hear from them.